My name is Matthew. It's my name right there. Very cool. And this is my workshop. It's an intro to Discord bots. And, let's move to that next slide. So prereqs, it's not much. Very basic knowledge of Python. I'm talking like if you've managed to install it and not break anything, that's pretty much it. And ability to read documentation. Discord Pi, I don't know about any other languages Discord API, but for Python, super straightforward. And I'd be surprised, you know what I mean, if you couldn't really put it together. But we'll go over it near the end of the workshop too, just to kind of establish how you would look for something if you have questions in terms of, what methods are available or what attributes are available. Just real quick, everyone can see and everyone can hear me just fine? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Perfect. As much as I would love to do this and then have no one hear me. So goals for the workshop near the end. I would like everyone to walk away with a bot that works, that connected to a server, your own server, and that responds to commands. That is really the vital goal here. And understanding what you can do with the bot, we'll go over that near the end too, but really it's just the beginning, right? Discord bot is really a way for you to output data or information, but a lot of the work that goes on isn't really the Discord bot itself, and happiness. I would like everyone to be relatively happy walking out of this workshop. That'd be great. So why Discord and why Discord bots? So at least from last year, these stats, Discord has over 300 million registered users. That's a lot. And 6.7 million active servers. And it's a platform for, many people to gather together with the same mindset for the most part, whether you guys share the same university or the same hobbies or in a club like this where very STEM-minded people, right? And you just want to be surrounded by your peers. For the most part, it's intuitive and easy to use. Some of the stuff isn't, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. So why Discord bots? Like I touched on earlier, the documentation's great. So it's pretty hard to get lost when you want something implemented for the most part. Either on Stack Overflow or on the document itself, it will pretty much walk you through what you need to do. And it's really easy to code with Python. When we get to the coding portion, it pretty much reads like English. You'll understand, for the most part, what that line of code does or what it's supposed to do. And it's pretty easy to use for your peers or whoever after you're done coding it, right? I think for the most part, each of us have used a bot in some way, whether it's the type of command to see information or just playing some sort of game through Discord itself. So some key points that we'll touch on moving forward with Discord bots. So there's client events, which won't be the main focal point. There's no command prefix, and it's mainly used for on-message events, which means that the bot itself will, every time a message is sent, see if that message matches whatever on-client, on-message event you have. And let's say it's hello, and you type that, then the bot will respond with whatever you asked it to respond with. Then there's command events, which is pretty much what everyone's used to. It's a subclass of client, and it uses a command prefix. So if you've ever used pretty much any command where you have to do an exclamation, a question mark, a dash, and then the name of the command, that's a command event. And it's the one we're going to be focusing on during this workshop. And I strongly suggest moving forward. Anything available from client is available to you for the bot commands. So I'm hard pressed to see a reason why you would pick client events over command events. Async functions, we'll touch pretty briefly on it. It's more so so you guys understand why you're using asynchronous functions and why you have to wait for these functions. But we'll go over that in, I think, like a slide or two, just so you're not typing these things without understanding why exactly they're there. and documentation, which we'll go over in the end. But those are pretty much the key points. The two different main events, why you have to use asynchronous functions, and then the documentation. So I have here two examples of the client event and then an actual command event, or bot.command. And we'll touch on the async next slide, but you can see it's pretty much making sure that whoever sent the message wasn't the bot, right? Client.user is the bot. And they're checking to see if it matches this, the $hello. And if the message sent by the user matches that, then it sends to that channel a response. And for the bot command, there's a prefix, and that's the name, hello, and it waits for someone to call that command with that name. And when it does, it sends hi back. But if you notice, I mean, this is pretty much a bot command. It's waiting for a prefix and then a name. So they're nearly identical, but with the bot command, it's kind of more formatted and structured, in my opinion. So what is synchronous, which is the opposite of asynchronous, and why do I care? Well, synchronous code is something pretty much all you guys are used to. It's how your functions pretty much execute. They execute one after the other. When one task or function finishes executing fully, then the next one continues off of that. And off the picture here, besides the very funny one here, is you see that it waits for this function to finish, and then the next one starts, and then the next one, and the next one. And a great example is pretty much like a queue. You can't skip everyone in line just to get in your turn. You have to wait for the person all the way in the front to finish doing what they're doing, and then the person prior, and then until your turn, pretty much. So that's something that you guys all interact with anytime you guys code, anytime you guys utilize a function. So then off of that is asynchronous. And this is probably the most wordiest slide there is. It's a lot, but this is it. Everything else is pretty straightforward, and then we'll get into the bot itself. So what is asynchronous, and why do I care? So asynchronous execution is when a routine begins, it runs, and whether there's some action that needs to be done, whether it's waiting for data or whatnot, during that time frame, pretty much another function can start. The asynchronous code runs seemingly parallel, but it doesn't utilize any multi-threads or anything like that. And when you write an async function, you also have to use the syntactic sugar await as well. And what that pretty much says is, while I run this function, we're going to wait for whatever's being awaited in the function. In the meanwhile, I can execute these other functions during that small idle time, which is the whole concept between the coroutines. So if you remember that prior picture, and then we have this one here, during that small idle time, these other functions are executing as well. So a relatively everyday example to kind of explain it better would be if you order food at a restaurant. The other customers don't have to wait till they cook your food and serve it to you before they can take everyone else's order, right? For the most part, if you've been at like a McDonald's, they'll take everyone, well, in person anyway, not through the drive-thru, but they take everyone's order, and then, as they're finished, they serve it out. They don't make the last person in line wait for the first person in line to get their food, and then so on. And in relation to Discord, if you have 10 people trying to use a command for, let's say, a game, and they're trying to claim their daily or whatnot, you're going to make that 10th person wait a pretty decent long time, since you have to execute them pretty linearly, right? You don't take advantage of that small idle time in between each one. And that's pretty much the whole concept between why Discord Pi forces you to use async functions, is that you're not pretty much bogging down all the commands, especially like if you guys ever heard of like Emote Bot, it's on like 1 million servers. I can't even fathom being like the millionth person to use a command and having to wait. You'd be there forever. Is there any questions in this regard? It's the concept behind why you're forced to use it, but beyond then, you don't really need to have like a deep learning about it. You could probably do a separate workshop on async functions and coroutines. Does anyone have any questions? Perfect. I'm going to take that means I did a great job. So this is what a command you're going to type is going to look like this workshop and further along as you go. And we're just going to kind of break apart what each of it means so you're not typing it mindlessly or just memorizing for the sake of memorization. So you have a decorator here at bot.command, and that pretty just means it passes this function in to the actual bot that commands to execute. And here you give it the name. If you've ever interacted with any bot, you do the prefix, and then you do whatever the name of that command is. And here you're giving it to it, whether it's hello or I don't know, lookup, search. And then here again, you see the syntactic sugar async, and then you'd be defining the function and await. And here you just give it the function name doesn't have to match the name. For readability's sake, you probably want it to be somewhat similar, but it doesn't have to be. And here CTX just means context. And what that means is, for the most part, you want to accept context as a parameter because you can access a lot, right? As you can see here, I'm doing a context send, and I'm grabbing the author. And what that pretty much means is wherever this command was called, I want to send back this message to the context in which it was called, right? Whatever channel it was from. And then from here, you can grab a lot of information. I don't know if you guys can see it's too clear. I hope it's not too small. But you can grab the author. You can grab like which bot this command belongs to, the channel. Guild means server. And and the message ID itself, which is how you would also like delete messages or react to messages. So from context, you can grab a lot of information. And it's I'm almost positive it's like a required parameter, but even if it's not, you need this to add any kind of interactive feature to your bot itself. And that's pretty much going to be the bones of any command you use. There might be more layers to it as you go. There might be like separate functions you might call within it, but this is pretty much, if you want like a bot that can say hello to you when you call a command, this is the bare bones of it that you'll be using. Does anyone have any questions about anything on this slide? We'll be making commands too, pretty much in like a minute. So we'll definitely touch on this, but if anyone has any questions, definitely let me know. And let me look at the workshop text too. Okay. So has anyone any questions in regards to just the general layout of this?
Does the name of the command include the thing that you type in front of the command to denote it as a command?
What part? This part?
Yeah, name equals name of command.
You're basically assigning it to like the variable name.
I think he's asking, does it include the prefix?
Yeah, I'm asking if it includes
the prefix. No. So yeah, I cut that part out, but there's a separate line you declare the prefix in. You don't need the prefix in here. Every bot only has one prefix, so you can't do like an exclamation here and then like a question mark for another command. There's only one for every bot.
I was gonna say, do you declare that at like the top of the class, or
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll get into that pretty shortly. But yeah, you declare at the top. It's just like bot equals bot. It's like you do a command prefix and you assign it basically to a variable. But yeah, you don't need it for the name. The name is just like for here, it'd just be hello, right? There's no need for the exclamation. But good questions. Anyone else?
Yeah. Can a prefix be more than one character?
I've never tried that, but we could find out. Tell you what.
I don't.
But I would imagine why not, right?
Even if they don't support it natively, you can force it.
Yeah.
But also, why would you want it to be more than one character?
Yeah, how many bots do you have that you've run out of prefixes instead of one?
You'd be surprised. What about Tatsumaki? T exclamation point. There's
that
a lot
bot?
of bots that need, there's a lot of bots that need 2-character prefixes because
Now I
they
think
think that it's just going to run into conflict with other things.
Now I think about it, I'm pretty sure Brandon's. I don't know if Brandon's is pretty sure is two at the double prefix. I think it's a /, isn't it? I'm not sure.
Uses
But
G slash.
there's a G. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I guess you
but
can make the prefix anyway.
But he did it in C sharp, so I don't know.
That's true. I would assume if you can do it in C#, we'll try it out. We'll test it out here when we start coding it together. But I can't imagine why not. I guess it'd be a weird limiter because eventually you would just run out on a server if it's a server bot. But super good question. Anyone else? Okay. If not, we're just going to start setting it up. That was pretty much the informational stuff. This is really the bulk of it, is the coding. So we're going to set up a server. I don't know how many of you guys have done that, but I also included pictures. But I will also do it with my Discord. So we can all do it together. But pretty much you would scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'll go over this, and then I'll do it live so we don't all get confused. But you pretty much go, there's like a plus sign, and then you get the option to create your own server, and then you just create the server. But we will do it together.
Don't leak the DMs now.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide, bro. I got nothing to hide. But so right here, this plus sign. I don't know how clear you guys can see it, but it's here. Got a lot of servers too. Right here, add a server, and you create your own for me and my friends, or just me. And then you just create it, and then you go all the way up, and it's right here. I will give everyone, I guess, a second or a couple seconds to do it. That part's pretty straightforward.
Debating if I want to just use the server that I have all my friends in, or should I actually make a new one?
Up to you, man. I
You
like to
should
do.
troll all of
your
your
own.
friends.
Use
Yeah,
your
that was
own.
kind of the plan, just to troll them. Just write a
You-
command that just like pisses them off.
Listen, do it. Why not?
That's
Test-
the plan.
Test it on your own server, then invite it to their server.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the personal servers are for. I test like all my bots, see if I can break them. See, try to imagine what James would do to break them, and then I make it live.
It's not easy to break those Python bots. The Discord JS ones in Node are so much easier to break.
But is anyone struggling to make the server? I think that's pretty straightforward, but I'll give, I guess, everyone like 10 seconds to do it. Guess if you're all set, I don't want to make everyone type in workshop text. That's a lot of people with a lot of spam. But I'll give everyone like 5 more seconds, and then we'll move on to
Invite
the
us
next
to
one.
your server then, Smile.
Everyone testing their bot on one server. But all right, I'm assuming we're all relatively set. Okay, so then the next step is we're gonna go to Discord's website to do this, and I'll walk through the steps again, and then I'll do it live. But it's just to get everyone to understand what we're doing. Discord has a developers website, and in it, we're just gonna create a new application. We're gonna put words in it to give it a name, and then we're gonna make it a bot and generate a token. But I'm also gonna do this live. So here, so you go to Discord developers application here. Let me copy this. Put in workshop text too. So everyone click that and log in. I'm assuming most people don't use the browser version, so you have to log in.
Oh, did you send the link to the workshop text?
Yes.
Oh, am I checking the wrong? I'm in the workshop and server. Oh, ideas. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. What's up, John? So I'm assuming everyone has logged in, or I hope so. And so pretty much just like the slide, we're going to make a new application. Give it a name. I'll name this IEEE Workshop. And just create it. And you can give it a picture if you want. I usually don't give mine a picture. That's just because I'm not creative. And then you go to bot. And then it's as simple as just add bot. Everyone make it that far, okay? Just want to make sure because it can be kind of, it's a lot of links.
Click the token, Matt.
Oh well, I am gonna be showing the token.
Click the
I'm not going into like environmental files and whatnot.
That's
but-
easy though. It's just file layout.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna. I'll just show it. If someone wants to take advantage, they can.
You're asking him to leak privacy. How dare you?
You know, I have faith that you guys won't do anything too bad. Plus, it's a lengthy token.
Did you ever put your bot on GitHub and then not realize that you had your
Yes,
token?
my
I did
my
it.
first bot, I did it, and I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, you got to put it in the get it no ignore. You get like so many emails like saying like we took it we just disabled that token so now it doesn't work anymore for your safety. I'm like
Well, the
great.
problem is if you push it to GitHub, even if you remove it, there's still a snapshot of it there, isn't it? So it's like,
Yeah, another thing
like-
is too, I think GitHub and Discord have like a joint they have like an agreement with each other, so they're just like, yeah, we have an agreement with Discord developers. We're like double on top of that security, so they really make sure that you cannot you have to get a new one. And it's
They
not
do
that
that
bad.
for all tokens, and this is just a heads up to everyone to stay safe. I accidentally posted an AWS token onto my GitHub
Oh,
2
no.
years ago. They banned my AWS account, and I had a project due for class on AWS the next day, and they disabled my account, took down all of my servers, and I
Very
just
sad.
game overed. It was so sad. So stay safe with your tokens, kids.
Yes, I mean for the workshop's sake, I'm gonna be showing it just because I don't want to introduce too many outside variables. But yeah, for the most part, you want to keep your your token hidden.
James, I'm interested. What happened afterwards? What did you tell your professor?
I told my professor I was banned from AWS for leaking the token. I got like a 3-day extension, and I got my. I never ended up getting my Amazon account back. They kept it. They never gave it back, despite multiple complaints. It was very sad. But I ended up just uploading it to a private server instead. That wasn't an AWS server,
It all worked out in the end.
thankfully.
So I'm assuming we're all up to par up to this point. So next step is we're gonna invite it to your server, which I'm hoping you guys made. So right here, the 082, it's the little wrench. Click that, and it's a bot. So you're gonna click that, and well, if you're gonna invite it to like other people's server, they won't let you just give it admin admin powers. But for the sake of this, and that you're gonna be in your own server, you can give it admin powers. But like I know, like the CS server, Dan won't let me. Maybe one day. So you're gonna copy the link. You're gonna paste the link, and then you're gonna select your server, whichever it is. Problem is, I have 2 yellow servers, so I have no clue which one. We're just gonna go with it. And then you're just gonna authorize it. Confirm you're a human. And that's that. Which I also have a slide.
Can you show how to add it?
Sure, I could do it. I don't know if I could do it again, but I will walk through the steps. Okay. Are you at this page, John?
Yeah,
Okay, so you click the wrench,
got you.
and then you scroll down. For scopes, it's a bot. And then just give it admin powers. And then you copy it, post it into your browser, and then pretty much follow those steps to prove you're a person.
Got you. Oh, I got it.
Got it? Perfect. Anyone else? Any questions? Did I go too fast? I will go backwards if I have to. because I don't mind. But I'll give everyone 10 seconds to do the link. I think that's also a slide I had. Yes. Okay. I'm going to assume everyone's got it on their server. I hope. And we'll move on to the fun stuff. So we're going to code. So I hope everyone has pip installed. I nagged Matt to make sure everyone knew prior to coming. Apparently it's supposed to come with Python, but I did a dry run and like some people didn't have it, which is very frustrating. But if you have pip, which I hope you do, just type this command in your command line and it'll install Discord Pi, which is where all the magic is. And for those of you who have that all installed, you can pretty much get ahead and type this skeleton that you're going to use for every bot you ever create for like the rest of your life until Discord decides to change it up. This will be in every bot you ever make. But yeah, I'll give everyone like a minute or two to install, and I'll code this part with you guys too, and we'll make some commands, get some fun stuff going. And let me know if there's any issues too. I don't know if I could solve it, but I'd love to know if there's any issues.
Oh, I'm getting an invalid syntax issue. I just downloaded the IDLE shell just earlier today, so I might not have something set up.
The idle shell. I've never used it, I'll be honest. So I have no idea. I don't know, has anyone else here used that shell?
What are you typing into the shell? Because isn't the idle shell just used for like REPL Python? Like, I think it's just kind of like a Python environment.
It's the default Python IDE that comes with Python.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. So that's not the place for this.
No, you're gonna want to go to an IDE like Visual Studio or PyCharm or something like that. Visual Studio Code. I mean, yeah, something like that. I would say.
Does it matter? Is the more important question. I don't see why you couldn't do it in idle.
I've never done an idle, so I can't begin to like.
You're literally just running a Python script. As long as you have Discord's Python package on your system installed with pip, you should be able to import Discord and run the script no matter where you're typing it.
I'm just giving my opinion on it, but yeah, I guess you could do that. I guess.
Well, yeah, make sure you have Discord Pi installed, or doesn't matter which.
I'll just try Visual Studio then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. I don't even know if idle would like give you the option, because I know PyCharm and Visual Studio Code should give you the option. Like if you type in like if you're trying to import something and you don't have it, it'll give the option just like automatically like download off the internet. It'll just be like, oh, just redirect you. While on other, I don't know if you have to like do it manually.
I'm getting an error. It's telling me permission denied.
Permission.
That might be a problem with like user. I mean, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't be saying stuff, but it sounds like that might be like a problem with like
What's giving you permission denied? Is the big question. What
I typed in pip install u Discord Pi, and it is.
are you on Ubuntu?
No,
What are you on?
I'm on Windows.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very strange. I've never had an issue with Windows admin locking me out of pip, but I imagine it's possible. Start an administrator command prompt and do it from that instead. Which you're not actually going to be able to install it on user. You're just going to have to do it on the entire system in that case. Because I'm sure there's a way you can do it like that on Windows, but I am not entirely sure how one would do that.
Does anyone else have any issues? So I'll give it like another minute. Okay. Is everyone kind of set? I don't really want to leave anyone behind, but it's always a toss up with installing with pip, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still floundering here, but I don't know how long it's going to take. So
What's
I don't
the
know.
issue with yours? Maybe I can somewhat figure it out.
I mean, I tried to open up Visual Studio, but I guess I don't have anything for Python installed, so I have to find something else. So it's just a whole thing.
I thought
would
Visual
just make
Studio
the
is in
attempt in
Python.
idle.
Make the attempt in idle.
I don't see why it wouldn't work in idle. I think it should work in idle.
Do you
I
have
tried and it didn't, but
cannot import name?
All right, let me open up my idle distribution and see if I can get this working on idle.
thank you. And we don't have to. I
Okay,
don't want
new file. Okay, so you can't do it from the terminal. You're gonna have to make a new file, right? So
I mean, you could run a file in the terminal with using like Python and just like run it.
yeah, you could write this whole thing in Notepad and
Yeah,
then run it in Python.
You
So
could- that's what
You
that's
could, but the feedback is nice to see it like online working.
I would agree with that.
Or something like that.
All right, what's the? Yeah, I mean, you can edit Python files in idle. I don't think it would be an issue. I don't have a token on hand though because I'm lazy and I was just gonna watch the entire thing.
Very good games.
Now I regret not making a token.
I mean, it took you like 2 seconds if you do it.
Yeah, they've changed it up a bit from the last time I made a bot like 4 years ago. It used to be so much more complicated. I watched you do it and I was like, what? It's this easy now?
Dude,
Incredible.
It's super straightforward.
They've really streamlined the process.
Dan, can I see the whole import line? Sorry. And then we'll kind of get this rolling for everyone. Unresolved import score.t.task.
When in doubt, just ignore it. I'm sure everyone has different versions of Python anyway. It's probably the real issue here.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't. I mean,
wait, Matt, what version of Python are you running? Out of
Me?
curiosity.
It's 3.8.
Okay, you're using one of the latest ones. Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
may have to.
whenever something doesn't work, I panic, update everything.
Oh, you mean you don't use like 1.3 Python like I did? Come on, man, that's no fun.
What do you mean 1 point? You were on 1, dude.
Shut the fuck up, bro! Why are you exposing me? Yeah.
But I guess we'll move forward. We'll get some code on the screen here. Is anyone else encountering a bump, or for the most part, are we okay to move forward? I'm hoping we can just ignore it for you, Dan, and it still works. That'd be great. If not, we'll try to debug it. But I guess we'll get some code on the screen. Okay, so pretty much every time I import Discord, the only difference between a screenshot on the workshop slideshow is I imported Discord, but everything else is pretty much the same here. And then you're gonna have a token. Actually, I should grab that token. I am gonna show it because I didn't want to introduce like more stuff to the work. I wanted to keep it pretty simple for everyone.
Shield your eyes.
What?
I said shield your eyes.
Yeah, right. Don't put a black bar exactly here.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, don't ever share your token. I'm doing this and I'm gonna regenerate it after the workshop, so it doesn't matter that's going on YouTube. But yeah, don't ever share it. But for the sake of this, I wanted to make it so straightforward that everyone can get a functioning one going. And then we're gonna just have we're gonna assign bot, which is basically the Discord bot itself. And we're just gonna say command bot, and this is where we choose the command prefix. What? And then I guess for this we'll choose like an exclamation. That's pretty like the generic command prefix. But you can choose anything. I guess we can try with like with a double, since we were talking if we can have more than one. And then
Matt, give us the zoom.
oh god, is it too small?
It is rather small.
Control plus. How's that? Is that
More
good?
zoom.
More zoom.
Much
How's
better.
that?
Beautiful.
Can everyone see? And then
Great.
can everyone see?
Yep.
And then just on the bottom here, we're just gonna do bot run, and then you're just gonna put your token variable in here. And let's see, if you run this as is, should give you no issue. And if you look on here, that's the bot, and it's online. I'm hoping I didn't break anyone's computer doing that. But yeah, it's on. I mean, it doesn't do anything, right? I mean, prefix, but I have no commands, right? So it doesn't do anything. Let me check workshop text. Someone typed in there. I ran it, didn't do anything. As in, it didn't go online.
I was typing that when you just said that. I wanted to make a joke.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna make it do things, but yeah, as of right now, it won't do anything worthwhile. But you close the Python window after running, and it still stays online.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I had that.
It stays online for a few seconds. I think like after 30 seconds or 45, it goes offline.
Just always be careful, like when you if you don't remember to stop running it and you run it again, you'll just start getting like double responses. I'll run it twice.
I'm pretty sure there is a bot stop command that instantly takes it offline, and then Discord will clean it up for you and take it offline automatically.
At least never heard of it.
That's how it works in the JavaScript version. I'm pretty sure that there was a way to do that.
I think Brandon's in here. Maybe Brandon knows. But yeah, I remember when I made my first bot, I couldn't understand why it was double printing things in channels. And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, I ran it twice. But yeah, if for everyone else, yeah.
I pip installed Discord Pi, and it's telling me that it can't find the module Discord.
Did you do I think it's like type it. Install.
Ignore the linter and try running the scripts independently, unless you already have.
Wait, what?
John, is it the linter giving you the error, or is it actually giving you the error when you try running it?
It's giving me the error when I run it, saying that
Oh,
I
okay.
can't find the module. I try to pip install it again, and it
In
doesn't
that case, it's definitely your pip and your Python are
You
separate.
I was gonna say,
You're
yeah,
pip installing for the wrong version of Python. We can take a look at this after Matt finishes showing off the code.
Gotcha.
Okay. Is everyone else their bot online? Does it work? Yes, no. You can type in workshop text. I just want to make sure at least everyone else their stuff works and I didn't break anything. Good job, Brandon. Okay, so I will, I guess, move on. So we'll do a relatively simple command for the first command, and if you guys remember, like when we were breaking it down, you have the decorator, and you give it a name. So we'll make a simple like responsive hey command. So don't forget async, because all functions on Discord Pi has to be asynchronous. And we'll just call it hello, take context, and we'll just simply respond back, right? That's pretty straightforward. So then if we run it, it's gonna be interesting. I've never done a double prefix, but we'll find out. What I do, hey. Look at that, it talks back. And then you could have it mention the person too with like just one word. By the way, if anyone knows like an easier way to restart a program in VSC, let me know.
restart what?
A program. I always have to just stop and rerun.
Hit F5 when you're on
Is
VS
it
Code.
F5?
Yeah, it's F5. F5 and then restart.
God.
You can also just F5 and run it as well.
I did not know that. Okay, but so does that make sense for everyone so far? Everyone get it to say hello back?
You don't like using f strings in Python? Use the format.
I like format.
I like f strings. I don't know. I guess it's just a preference.
I think it's purely preference. Well, I was still doing like I was concatenating it together at one point. You know what I mean, with like plus signs, and I'm like, man, it's like for the birds.
Yeah, I think it also doesn't work in some ways when you concatenate it the way like Java would work. I think like there's some things you actually just can't do. Like as far as like simple concatenation stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember when I learned about f strings, I was like, oh yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, I've never really tried f strings. I find formatting just super because you can have like a bunch of them. And
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's a lot of fun. It's much better than
Concatenating for sure.
Yeah. Is everyone good so far? You have
Best formatting.
If you've gotten this far, you have a responsive bot. Congrats. But we can do a little more, so we will. So I think everyone loves seeing like embeds. That seems to be like the hot thing for like when a Discord responds back. So we can do one of those. And they're really straightforward too. Name it embed. Yeah, we'll name it embed. So same thing, declaring a function, except you're just using async. And so for when you embed messages, we're going to assign this to a variable. You call it discord.embed, which is actually, from what I'm seeing with Brandon, it's really similar to C#. And then you have to give it a title. So we can just say, I don't know, this is an embed. We'll make this a little more personalized too as we move forward. And you can give it a color. I always default to like the really ugly green color. But again, that's mostly because I'm not creative. And then for the field, give it a name and a value. you always have to give it a name. And if you don't want to give it a name, you can use a Unicode to avoid it. So I can show both, right? But this is the name. And then value would go under it. Inline equals false. And I'll show you what it looks like when the inline isn't false too. Just so you understand why exactly you want to, if you want to have it false. So I won't put an inline false for that, just so you guys can see. And then inline is true here. So I'll leave that on the screen for a second. But like I said earlier, for Python with Discord API, this is like English, right? You're like reading a book. There's really no confusion as to what you're doing, because they've made it pretty much so straightforward that it's pretty impossible to not kind of get. Is anyone lost? Not working? We good? So then when you want to send this, it's a lot like when you want to send a message, right? So we call the context again to send it. But because this is an embed, we have to embed it in. And then we just call the variable, the message variable we have assigned it to. And then that's pretty much it. So then if we run this, what I call it, embed 2Ds. Is it a capital E? Should have called it something a little easier to remember. So, and that's the embed. And then you can see the inline is true for both of these. So they're in line with each other. And for some cases, you would want that. I'm not a big fan of it, I think, for the most part. At least the stuff I use this for looks kind of like garbage to me. But so let's personalize this just a little more. So let's do another command. We'll name this one stats.
Matthew, I would like a command that is just a for loop that spams the server endlessly. Or a while loop that's while true and it just never ends.
Just never
Please,
ends.
please. Please
I'm
just
pretty
make a spam bot.
I'm pretty sure
Please.
Discord will ban your bot before you can even get an hour in.
Do it.
Oh.
Please.
No.
Please. Do it. Please. You can kill the bot after like 10 seconds. It won't realize it.
What
Just
a way
def
to get
spam,
myself
come on.
banned. Maybe
Def
after we ban out, maybe
Please.
after we bang out all the other commands, maybe.
Fine.
I'm not gonna be here for that. Come on.
But okay, so let's personalize the embed a little bit, because while this is great, it was pretty boring, right? It wasn't much to it. So
Someone that's here already wrote a spam bot that spams emotes.
yeah, it was me.
Nah, it was someone else. They sent me a screenshot of their bot, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh, that spam emote already, like a React one already.
Well, not React, but like if you give it an emote, it'll spam it back like 10 times.
It's so you get the thing with Discord's API when you make a bot is the bot is basically a user. Everything a user has access to, the bot does. I would argue you might have a little more with a bot than like a regular user, but it's insane what you can do.
But
with it.
you still have to give permissions and everything else like that.
Well, yeah, that's probably why Dan doesn't give me admin permission. But so if you haven't noticed that the layout's repetitive, right? When you make an embed, you will pretty much always use this skeleton. And title, we'll make it a little more personalized. So we'll say it's whoever called it, that's their stats, right? So format it, ctx.author. And you can use any coloration. again, if it ain't broke, right? So I pretty much keep it the same. And for name, let's say it's the say it's current server. A sec. See workshop text. Okay. So then for value, and this is the great thing about context, right? Is you can grab anything. So I can just straight up just call context.guild, and it grabs me whatever server this has been called into. And let's say then I want current channel. Would you believe it if I told you all it is context.channel? Because it is.
A quick question about I know you were explaining it before. This is not about the code. You can keep coding, but the context is that. Can you describe what that is again?
It's pretty much the bot. All the attributes that the bot has, whether it's the user that called it, the server it's in, all the roles available in the server. It's basically that instance of wherever that bot is called. It grabs every available information attribute that's available to it. So the moment you call it, it takes like a snapshot of like the scenario it's called, or like the context in which it's called. You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
it
what
grabs
you're doing is kind of like you're getting information out of it when you use it, like in like ccx.author.name or something like that.
Yeah, it's grabbing pretty much all the information in that moment once you call it. So it's that's why you have these bots that can assign roles, and they can take away roles, or grab information. It's so powerful. You can grab so much from context. It's insane. But we'll also look at the docs too to show you like all the attributes associated with it. But it's absolutely insane, everything it gives you.
Gotcha.
But set image, and then you can make this avatar.o, and then we'll just do a footer too, because why not? And it's a text, and we'll say it's the author's join date. Okay. So I'll give everyone like a couple seconds so they can grab this. It's relatively straightforward, right? It's not like machine learning code. It's very user friendly. Is anyone lost in it? I could try to explain it, but pretty much set image and set footer here. You're just giving it a URL, and everyone's Discord profile picture has an avatar URL, but you can also easily put in like something from like Giphy or Imgur or whatever, and it works just the same. And here you're just doing a text. There's no questions. Let me finish it up with sending it. I mean, we have to embed it again. Don't forget that part. I think if you don't embed it, it just sends like the message object. It doesn't actually do anything. So we run this. Here. What I call it. Stats. Boom. All right, that's mine. It's my name. Discriminator, which is just your numbers. Then it grabs the name of the server, the channel you're in, and the join date, which that's mine. Anyone have any questions up to this point? Did you get it to work? It's more important to me because I would like it.
The last line of code there, just on the screen.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you did.
Perfect. Anyone else? Any questions? I think it's pretty neat. You can see like just by personalizing with an image. To me, it looks like way better. Did everyone manage to get it to work? I will look at workshop tab.
We will be staying after to deal with individual problems as well.
Yes, I was
Larger
hoping
individual problems.
I was really hoping we could get everyone to like, but technology, man. Dan,
Technology.
which part are you at? Because maybe I can circle back just a little bit. Here, we can all watch Dan type together. We can shame him for not typing faster. All right, I'll give everyone like 10 more seconds. Oh, let me get the code on the screen. Whoops. Oh, if you guys code some kind of machine learning in a Discord bot, that'd be amazing.
It's 100% feasible to do. That's
I
like
believe it.
the Discord, like literally, it's just the entire Discord API is just an interface into Discord for any more complex application.
Yes.
Like that's all the Discord API is. Like you can hook this up to literally anything you want and have it.
It's just a
at
method
Discord.
to output information. That's all
Exactly.
this is.
It's like
I mean,
print line except
yes.
Discord.
Exactly. That's like a perfect way to word it. Yep. It's basically but with Discord. I mean, obviously, there's like you've seen like the games that people have, and that's a little more Discord centric. But they still use like databases and stuff to keep track of everyone's stuff. But I will do one more, and this one is just to kind of illustrate to you the concept that the bot itself is pretty much like a user. It can do pretty much anything a user can do. So to kind of illustrate that, I'm assuming everyone here knows how to do markup in Discord. Yeah, I would assume so, right? The whole. So I mean, funny enough, your bot can do the same. I don't see why you want a bot to do it, but just to kind of illustrate the fact that everything available to a user, a bot can do, and probably more. So if you kind of break down what you do to type something in markup text, right? You do the three, what do you call them, dashes, I guess. And we'll say we'll do it in Python. And you do a new line, and then they'll type something. It's a new line and 3 dashes. Oh yeah, we're going to take in an extra variable here for the command. So right here is what you do every time when you do a markup, whether you're pasting code or just doing whatever. This is the whole concept behind it, right? So prove to you I'm not a liar and it works. I promise. What in the world did I call it? Markup. Okay, wrong server. You see, it's pretty much anything you can do as a user, you can do as a. I mean, it's pretty neat, right? But this example also brings up the issue of what if someone doesn't follow command rules and they don't type in an extra whatever you need for the command, right? You throw this huge error. It won't stop the bot from running, but ideally with a lot of errors, you want to be able to catch them. So we'll do that too. So you got to give it the name of the function that you're making an error to catch the error for. And then it's another function. And obviously this name can be anything. It doesn't have to mirror. But for readability's sake, I would encourage it. And pretty much you're telling it to pass in the context of which it was called and the type of error that was thrown. And then you do pretty much an if statement here, and you're just doing is instance, and then you put in the error and what you're trying to catch, which in this case would be a missing required argument. And then you just send something to alert the user, hey, missing argument. So now, if you run it and you don't play by the rules again, it catches it, and your code doesn't yell at you. Oh God, James, are you okay?
I'm alive. Yes, my roommate burnt his steak. So sad.
So sad. Is he gonna eat it?
Yes, actually, he is.
There you go. How does it know which command the error was found? Which command? Do you mean like how does it know which of these command it's catching it for? So that's what this decorator here is for. Notice how the name here marked is the same as the function. That's pretty much how it knows.
Oh, so it matches the function name.
Exactly,
with
it
the
matches the
decorator?
function
Okay.
name. Do you see right here? Sorry, I'll zoom in one more. Yeah. Can you see this? The function name is async def, and it's marked. Yeah, so pretty much when you want to catch, you have this decorator here. You give in the name of the function, and then you do .error, and then this name can be anything. It could be Disney. Doesn't matter. But what matters is that you pass in the context in which, the command was called, an error was thrown, and then the error itself. And pretty much you can check if it's an instance of missing required argument, or if you want a string and they give you numbers, or if you want numbers and they give you a string. It's pretty much the funnel and the problematic things that could happen.
I'm just gonna ask quick. Did you import anything else like because I know I just ran into this with the error that you put.
Yes. Oh, I think it naturally imports it. Yeah, right here.
I know mine was yelling at me. Yeah, it imported that line, but I had to hover over it, and so I just want to know if anyone else was having a problem.
Yeah, that's my bad. I have
That's cool.
VSC makes my life so much easier. But yeah, if it doesn't naturally import this, you'll have to import it.
So sorry I missed this, Matt, but is there a reason that you should do this instead of just a normal try catch?
Not really. You could do a try catch. I've done try catches too.
Why would this be better than a try catch? Because in my eyes anyway, if you try catch and catch the error and then can retry something within the same function, you can never exit this marked error function, right? It just errors and then that's it. Like, that ends the event, right? But if you wanted to try again, it would be better to use a try catch. So you could then keep executing in the function body of the event that just occurred. No?
From what I've experienced, at least with Discord Pi, if you do a try catch and what do you call it? And it catches whatever the incorrect input is or the lack of input. It what's the word for it? At least from what I've seen, it doesn't loop back to try again. It will execute the rest of the function and throw an error. At least for my Discord Pi, it's done that. Is it different for yours, Brandon? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It goes through. Yeah, it doesn't loop back.
I was gonna say too, is await send, or like the ctx.send command, is that pretty much like the equivalent of return for a function, or can you do more stuff after that?
You can do more stuff. This is not the equivalent of return.
So if you wanted to, you could technically have the user. You can like call, right? Or could you call the same function again if you wanted to retry, and have like a prompt that says retry, or would the actual user probably have to initiate that?
Well, like recursively call the function within its.
You could say
To
like,
try
oh,
again.
if the user screwed up, you could say, hey, invalid arguments, and then kind of like prompt the user into the.
I have never tried to recursively call my own command.
That sounds like you could probably break something bad, but I don't know. I feel like that would
I've never tried that, so I don't know. That's an interesting concept, though. I know what you can do that I learned pretty recently is you can do like you can have a try catch and have it wait for a user, and I guess if they fail to try catch, actually no, that doesn't work either. I've seen some people doing like a while true loop in a try catch, but that's more so for like after you've called the command correctly, and if let's say you have a shop and you have to buy something, it'll loop through until you either answer correctly or it ends the cooldown. But I've never seen
You've just described exactly what I was trying to get at before.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of stuff where there's the internal application needs a try catch. Say you're calling some API, and then that API throws an error one time, but if you just request a second time, it might give the right answer instead. There's been some error in communication. So yeah, that's why I was asking about the whole try catch thing. Just
I think I've seen that implementation, but like within a while true.
Right.
Like I said with the try catch, it pretty much if you fail it, unless you
yeah,
catch the
right. A
error,
normal try catch doesn't go back. I was talking about in the event that you're looping through it. But I see why this is helpful in these error contexts or whatever the heck this is.
Another quick question with words. I'm testing it. Can it only accept one word right now? Do you have to make it variadic to actually accept? Like,
you can. I believe if you do like a star, you can
Yeah,
do
that's
it
the
without.
variated.
If you don't, because if you do it like this, you would have to. Let me see if I can show you again. Is it still running? Pretty much, you have to let it know that it's all together. So you do quotes. You know what I mean? But there is an option where, because if you don't do the quotes, let me show you.
Yeah, I think it's like star and then the actual.
It only takes it only takes that first argument, and it pretty much ignores the rest of it. But I'm pretty sure if you use star, that should be alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that right now because I'm curious.
Or not? I know it's something.
Hello. It worked. Oh,
Did it work or did it break on you?
it worked, but it did something really weird. Like it put it in a tuple and then like individual and made them like CSV strings. It's really weird. I'll post what I got, but it's really cool.
Yeah, let me see.
Weird. Yeah, I did not think that would happen. 1 second. I'll go to workshop text. And I'll put it in like Python form, so it's nice to look at. That's what I got.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I typed hello 3 times.
I'm guessing it takes in the multiple arguments, just kind of like puts them in like.
Yeah, I guess so. It just literally puts out the arguments in a tuple. I think that's actually how Python processes the arguments, I guess. So that's interesting actually to see. You can see the internals of the language.
What's up, a joke? Yes, that's exactly what it does. Raymond, do you have this general format with the token bot equals, and then you make your prefix, and then all the way at the bottom you have a bot.run, and then you put the token variable in? If you have all that, just run it, and it'll be online.
Should be online.
Should be online. Yeah, I don't want to assume, but if everything goes correctly, it should be online once you run. You don't need commands for it to run.
Hey James, I just had a question. So what you meant by the error thing handling? So do you mean if say you do a command and it requires a string and the user doesn't put it in? Are you saying like you want it to loop back to command. So
No, I'm saying. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. Say you have an external API. Say you're calling like the Trivago API. You're doing like a hotel booking bot, right? Let's say your message. This never happens anymore, but let's say it's the early days of the internet, and your communication signal is cut, and you get an error in the API call. The response from the Trivago API doesn't return what you want. And it returns some malformatted thing that you would have never expected, right? So in that event, you can have a try catch in a while loop. The error will be caught by the try catch, and then it will try again, send the request again, get the correct response, and then exit the while loop correctly. But that's the kind of case that I was thinking about needing try catch for, right? I don't know how that relates necessarily to the event handlers that you guys have for. I assume that these event handlers are exclusively for errors that have to do with the Discord bot, like the missing argument stuff, right? That's what I've gotten out of this.
Yeah, that's
I believe
basically what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more questions? My grandmother is spam call. Any questions? Did everyone get it to work? Yes? No? Let me know. I hope so. But like I said earlier, this is a rough framework. From here, you could do anything.
Is it spam time at last?
God, well, finish up the rest of the slides and then we can try it. Yeah.
Nice.
I have an error. SSL certificate verify failed, and your markup doesn't respond. Let me see. Dan, so when you type in the command, first of all, is the bot online? Here, we can all look at Dan type.
Yeah, let's
And
just talk. It's easier to talk.
Yes, it's a little easier to talk. Using the right prefix and the name.
Yes.
And what does it do when you
Nothing.
Did you stop and run the program again after you typed in the function command?
Yep.
You want to share your screen real quick so I can look?
Sure.
Yes. Very good. Is it black for anyone else?
I was about to ask, is it a black screen for you too?
Really? What?
Black screen.
Okay, hold up.
This is some good code, Dan.
Okay, that's interesting.
Great job, Dan. I see why it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Is it better now?
I pulled my computer out of the wall and threw it. Is that why it's not working?
You made a dab command?
Yes, leave me alone.
Does the dab command work?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh no.
Okay. Change windows.
Oh, damn! Why?
Turn off the stream.
Okay.
The
Okay.
DMs are getting leaked.
No, James, that's you spying on my screen.
Yes.
Wait, you're
Why
still.
isn't? I don't know why it's not. Okay, it's not switching. I don't know why.
All right, let me see. So when you do markup here, TX words, do dashes, new line. Oh, it's because you don't have what do you call it? No, wait, that's fine. Yeah. That looks fine. That looks identical to what I have. What happens when you call it?
Doesn't do anything.
It just does nothing.
Nope.
Do you have an error pop up, or it just doesn't do anything at all?
Doesn't do anything. It only errors when I leave it blank because we wrote the thing under it.
Hold up, guys. Very important announcement.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dan Yi, for 2 years at Subway. I'm so proud of you.
Wait. What? Wait.
I just
Where are you
saw it
reading
on LinkedIn.
Yo.
I'm
Very good.
popping. Oh, congratulations, Dan.
Yo.
2 years at Subway.
Congrats.
Dang.
Can we all just go on LinkedIn right now and everyone like that?
Yeah, let's
No,
everyone
no,
go.
no.
LinkedIn now.
No.
Like that post.
This is only a bot workshop, not bullying me. Oh
We're
god,
we're supporting you. What do you mean we're bullying?
I'm getting
We're supporting
notifications
you.
from LinkedIn on my phone.
Congrats.
Congrats, man.
James.
Dude, Dan about to rise up in Subway, bro. I can
Dan,
see it.
I hope you're a manager at this point, man. You deserve it.
No, I'm not.
Dan is here to make the Discord, the Subway Discord bot. Automated
Oh,
ordering on Discord.
I'm proud
Anyway,
of you,
so
Dan. All right, let me see it again. Let me see. All right, bot, man, name, markup, mark, X words.
do these have to be the same name or?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Can I see you do it?
I'm just gonna. I'd
Can
be
you just-
amazed if it suddenly worked right there.
Can you do a markup and just do one word?
Oh.
I'm guessing it's the quotes in the quotes. Maybe that's messing with it.
I tested this one earlier. Yeah.
Can you paste that again? Encase that whole print in quotes, and then turn the inner quotes into singles. There you go.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But
I'm glad
why?
It's because when you put all the quotes together, it's one single argument.
But what? Why the single quotes? I don't know enough about Python to understand this.
No.
Anyone else?
Spam
Another.
command. Spam command. Spam command.
He's gonna write a spam command of like
All
me
right,
working at Subway.
let me get to the last line. Then we'll do it. Bot is offline.
I do have a question, real
Yes.
quick.
Yes.
Could you move back to your stats code real quick? I'm getting a lot of errors, and I'm
Sure.
not sure why. I think I copied something down wrong.
Here, I'll paste it too, just for to make it.
Oh
a little
yeah.
easier.
And could you, while you're doing that, could you also get the embed code too? That'll be great.
The embed code. Oh,
Yeah.
up top. Let me
Yeah,
get
the
both.
one just above it too.
Get both of them for you.
Sorry. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Here you go. I see typing. Color, yes. Can't have embed without color. So okay, to keep the bot online, you have options. So I keep all my bots running on a Raspberry Pi, and then I just forget about it until something breaks. But you don't have to do that. You can also, yeah, YouTube ran it. Yes, pretty much. You can use like AWS, Cloud Serve to host it. But yeah, don't. I've met like 2 people that just run it on their computer, and I don't understand why. Yeah, AWS is free. There's like a free tier, and I'd be surprised if you burn through the free tier.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
James.
can also just have the terminal in the background This is if you have a server and like, because this is obviously an issue. If you're on like a terminal only server, you either use something called Screen, Tmux, or you can run things in invisible terminals, which is not recommended. I've seen people do that, but it's not. It's
Yeah, I
not good
use Screen.
practice.
I use Screen.
Yeah, you either use Screen, Tmux, or invisible terminals by disconnecting the process as it starts. Again, not recommended. AWS is free, but is notorious for like messing up and charging you money, which it's happened to multiple people before that I know. So stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Yes. Next year, going forward, we have $12,000, so we're probably gonna have our own servers that you can host things on, but that's like at least 4 or 5 months away.
Well, Pi is pretty straightforward, but you would have to buy one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a Pi is pretty safe, right? It's on your own.
It's safe, okay, but that you also have to keep in mind you have to port forward for your own stuff, and that means you have to own the router, which isn't always an option depending on where you live. So, for example, on the university network, it's like impossible to host web servers. I've tried it.
Sad. Michael, is your code okay now?
Yeah, it's working fine now. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's working now. So thank you.
Perfect. I am very happy to hear that. Anyone else? Any questions? I have like one more slide. We're done.
I think Raymond is still suffering from the SSL certificate, but we'll take a look at that after.
Yeah, I have never seen that error.
That's an interesting one, I gotta say.
We will solve it. Okay, so we'll finish up the slides. So can everyone see this? I haven't stopped sharing, right? Okay, so your bot is online. Now what? You can do anything with it. You can make a stock market bot. You could do like a role playing for your friends, or you could do a light novel one. That'd be cool too. But pretty much like what James said, it's like a print through Discord. A lot of the bots I've made, most of the code isn't even in Discord's API, right? In Python, it's like a separate script that does something completely different, and I just make it so whatever I'm trying to get is spliced and is readable for Discord's API to work with and embed. So I know, like I've had a couple friends, they want to make a stock market bot, and I've told them most of the coding isn't going to be in Discord API. You know what I mean? Discord's API doesn't have a stock market section or attributes. You're going to do your own calling from a different API, and then you're going to grab information, and then you're going to display it, right? But it all depends what you want to do. Just the sky's the limit, and yeah, I mean, this rough framework everyone has right now, that's pretty much it, right? You have an embed, it responds to commands. From there, you just modify it in whatever suits your goals. Yeah, I can also do this. Can you make Minecraft? You know what? That'd be amazing. I don't know. Maybe.
Can you make Minecraft in Discord?
Discord.
Yes, you can. I'm pretty sure people have done it.
Lots of confetti. But yes, that. One more. Very good. Any questions? Anyone?
I was gonna say we already talked about hosting, but since you said you hosted with a Raspberry Pi, you want to talk about that experience because it is kind of related.
Yeah. So originally I wanted to do it through Amazon, and at the time it was for I think the course lookup, and what it does is it uses a headless browser right through Selenium, and I think the issue I was encountering was that I could not find. I think it was like a binary version of Chrome. I didn't know Chromium existed, so I was like pulling hair out because that was the only issue, right? All the code worked, but the headless browser, I needed a different one. And instead of realizing it was like a simple fix, I went out and I bought a Raspberry Pi and I just hosted it on there. And I just do separate screens. And I like it better on the Pi. But yeah, that was pretty much my journey. It was just I hit one conflict and I just gave up on Amazon.
I feel it. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any questions? If not, I believe that concludes it. Well, we're gonna do some debugging, but that concludes. I am out of slides.
Spam.
Now everyone recreate your bot in C#. See you in 5 minutes.
You know what I stumbled on? I think Carter starred like a Java API of Discord. I was looking at it. Looks like pain. Never. I would never do it.
Come on. It's not K lines. It's okay.
No, dude, it's
okay.
I would never do it. Never ever.
Bro, if you're not programming your Discord bots in assembly, you're weak. I'm sorry. That's what I live for. x86 Discord bot. Yo, we should actually do that. That should be a summer workshop. That would be so much fun.
James.
Introduction to Discord bots and x86.
James, we need to do this machine learning thing for the competition with Discord bots. That's how we're going to do it.
You definitely could write a front end on Discord. That would be a thing.
Be useful. Wait, it has to be in Python. Crap.
It does not have to be in Python.
It doesn't?
No, okay, so here's how essentially TensorFlow saves to a language independent format. So you can load your machine learning model that you trained in one language and use it in any other language as long as you use TensorFlow as a backend.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Okay, well that concludes the workshop. Thank you everyone for coming. For those who want to stay.
What do you mean that conclude? What about the spam?
Well, it's not gonna be part of the actual workshop.
All right. Well, can I do some announcements then?
Yes.
Actually, you can wrap up first if you have anything else.
I was just gonna thank everyone for showing up. I hope everyone completed it. I thought it was pretty straightforward. I try to keep all the nonsense, overcomplicated stuff aside, so everyone could walk away with a functioning bot. But thank you everyone for coming.
All right, so thank you, Matt. It was a great workshop. I hope everyone got something out of it. Obviously, we're going to be in here for a while longer debugging things for people. But before that, I'm just going to briefly go over some of what we have on the docket for these next few weeks. So tomorrow, we are going to cancel side project development night. And instead, I'm going to encourage everyone to show up to the KDD Cup meeting in the UAlbany Computer Science server. We're going to be participating in a machine learning competition with the school. It's going to be a great way to get involved. We're going to start after finals. I know everyone's really busy with finals, but if you have any time between May 15th and June 8th, we're probably going to be meeting every day or so. And of course, you don't have to show up every single day, but if you do want to really get involved, that would also be great. And we will be essentially writing some machine learning models that are on using the bleeding edge of machine learning techniques to hopefully get really good performance on these data sets. So it's very exciting. I encourage everyone to show up tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the data sets, the tasks, and what the breakdown is going to be like. Beyond that, going forward for next week, Monday night is going to be, I don't think it's our final professional development night. I believe it is. No, okay, we have 2 more professional development nights. So Monday night's going to be professional development night. Then I can't remember if we have anything. No one's volunteered for a workshop on Wednesday yet. By all means, if you want to host a workshop on Wednesday or Thursday, reach out to me and you can have either of those slots. Otherwise, I'll be doing a machine learning workshop on next Thursday. On the 7th, we're also canceling side project development night. I'll be giving a research talk on the 7th for anyone interested in what research is like at UAlbany. If you're interested in graduate school or anything, by all means, show up. It's probably going to be, I'm debating whether or not I can give it in a way that isn't really complicated. That's going to be hard, but I'm going to make my best attempt. Then I think on the 10th, we are going to have it's going to be our final professional development night. And because it's the last meeting of the semester, I think we're going to do a networking night and all friend each other on LinkedIn, give each other boosts on LinkedIn, just build up our profiles in general, right? And it's your last chance to connect with the seniors as well. So I think that Monday night, the 10th, is going to be a good opportunity for that. So, and then, yeah, that's basically the rest of our season. So I'm going to hand things back to Matt, and he's going to write a spam command for us. Spam is fun. Oh, he BRB'd? Did he really just BRB? Okay.
He did BRB.
He really just BRB'd. All right, who has issues? Let's start taking a look at Python issues.
Let's go. Let's start cracking down these bugs.
Who's first? We can split up too. We have multiple helper channels. We have multiple voice channels as well. So I know Matt can take someone. Brandon, I'm sure you have the. Are you skilled in Python bots as well? I assume you are.
Not Python, but I can help with syntax is different from just fundamental, probably.
Right. Yeah. All right. So who still needs help? Because we are here accepting help requests.
Yes.
Oh, welcome back, Matt.
Yeah, sorry.
Is John still here? I know John was having trouble with his pip install as well.
What's it called? I got it to work. It's just not.